So, where are you from?
Really? Okay. Where I'm from Barbados. Born and raised.
Oh, you were gonna say more.
What more you want me to say?
I don't know the history. I'm kidding.
You want me to elaborate any questions?
Yeah, like what brought you to?
But that's the only question you asked me.
I know. I'm continuing.
Okay, but you asked me this. You asked me where I'm from, and I was like, I'm from here. Okay, all right.
What brought you to Canada?
Well, initially, came to Canada to like further my passion in music, to grow more as a musician. Hopefully find my voice a bit more. So that was the main reason for my transition to Canada. Hashtag metropolitan life.
So, how has it been for you so far as a Barbadian in a large metropolitan city?
Well, right now it's good. Right now it's good. In the early stages, however, there's a fair amount of culture shock. There's a fair amount of getting used to a different environment, getting used to, obviously the weather is a huge factor, but at the same time, coming from an island where I can get anywhere at any time, at most an hour to somewhere where like minimum travel time can be an hour, or to going downtown. I remember one of my first trips downtown was with a friend of mine, Jeff, and he took me down. He was from Niagara, if I remember correctly, and someone took us downtown, and I can remember getting dizzy. I remember being dizzy from looking up, seeing these like huge buildings towering over me, and being like, what was going through my head.
So, as a identity right now, do you feel like you have lost any of your culture, or do you retain it, or how do you retain your culture?
I see myself as Bajan, 100% true and true, and that's who I will, and that's who I always be. In terms of retaining my culture, culture is who I am. Is what I'm part of. Is what just makes me fill me with my ideals, my goals. It's my foundation, so that will always be there. So I always identify as Bajan, no matter like, or people say, oh, but if you're Canadian now, like it's joking aside and stuff like that. I've always seen myself as Bajan, 100%. Still reminisce about themselves, still crave macaroni pie, like my mom's care packages or make confies and stuff. Like I still identify as Bajan, true and true, regardless of how long I've been here.
Cool.
So in terms of what I do to retain my, like as you said, like my identity, that like I don't see a need to having to try to retain anything. I only find people that try to do that feel that there's something lost, something that's missing. For me, there's nothing missing. Like my culture is my foundation, and so like my foundation is always there, and this is always my, like there's nothing for me to retain. I still reminisce for crop over. I still listen to clips, so I still like let them Kaiso tracks. I still like do that kind of stuff. The hardest things that I come to realization, I remember reading this post online about international student struggles, and this is after 2 years of not going home back to back. And me, I'm settling into Toronto life more so. It was about, meeting new friends coming and going more so often, trying to connect to other people. But one of the things that struck up to me the most is like struggling to find a place to call home. Right? Like what is home? Or how do you see home is? Is home the family? Is home is where your family is? Or is home that place where you felt you did most of your self-discovery?